And we are live. Hello, everyone. I was gonna do the whole intro, but my sound messed me up, so I'm still gonna do it. So it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to my channel, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's good to see you all. It's been a while. I've done such a well. I did one recently, but the last live session I did was just with we're talking about a product. We're talking about the Rent to Own program. So this one is more like a chit chat session. Okay, so come online, come online. I'm waiting for you all. Come online, come online. If you're online, let me know. Come online. Let's have a chat. Okay, this is supposed to be like a chat session, so please come online. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you. Come online. Let's chat, okay? And if you are online, please let me know. Hi, future Nugla. Hello. Good to have you here. Please let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Please just type, I can hear you loud and clear, okay? Hi, hi, hello, 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 hello. It's good to see you all. It's good to see you all. Hi, welcome back. It is me again, your favorite, well, maybe not, but it's me. Also known as Mommy and your fair. Thank you, future Nugla. Where is everyone? Where is everyone? Please, you guys should know that we're in Canada. We keep to appointments, okay? Please, always keep to appointments. Here, if you set an appointment or if you say that you have an appointment and you do not meet that appointment or you miss your appointment, guess what? You're going to pay for not meeting your appointments and not calling ahead of time. So I'm waiting for you guys. Come on live. I do not intend to spend more than 1 hour on this live session. So please, the earlier, the better, the more, the merrier. That way we get to have a lot of answers, questions to cover. And we also get to, just chit chat, okay? So I'm waiting to see you guys online. Please come in your numbers. But let's just gist, okay? While I wait for others to join, let's just catch up. As you guys know, the first thing, the most obvious thing, which you guys already know, is that I started a full-time job, right? So yes, I started a full-time job. If you follow me across, specifically if you're on my LinkedIn, you will know that I am a research associate. That's what I do. Back in Nigeria, I was doing public health, right? So I was always traveling, public or community health. What we do then was to implement projects. We get grants and then we implement those projects. So that's kind of what I'm doing now here again. And I'm so excited about it because one of the fears I had coming here was that, will I get my job? Will I get the job in my field? Now, trust me, yeah, you're first to future Nugla. Hey, I don't know how, one way or the other, it's always the first to come on my live videos. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for keeping up with the appointments. Thank you, Skyby, for loving my videos. Thank you because you love watching my video. Thank you for joining, Lindsay Sam. Hi. Okay, so as I was saying, one of my fears, like one of the major fears I had first coming into Canada was that, am I going to get a job in my field in public health? Mostly considering the fact that the problems we have in Nigeria is different from the problems they have in Canada. Yeah. So that was one of my fears that, will I even get something in my field? How are we going to do this? How is this? How is that? Like, I have so many concerns, but I'm happy here we are. Eventually, about a year after, I was finally able to get a job in my field. So that's what's been happening. I've been working full-time, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. in the evening. So yes, that's what's been going on. Hi, Joseph. Good morning. I'm so excited this morning because I get to have a chat with you guys. Like, we get to have like a one-on-one conversation. I get to answer some popularly asked questions and, just talk generally. I actually enjoy doing this more because then I do not have to edit videos, because normally today I was supposed to have a video out, but I did not because what? I couldn't edit. There was no time to edit. So this gives me more time. So let me know if you want me to do more of live sessions like this so we can connect on a, one-on-one basis. Yeah. So thank you guys for coming. Thank you for joining. Just proper introduction. Yeah, I've just been talking. Hi, if you do not know me, my name is Kemi. I'm a Nigerian YouTuber here based in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. And yes, I came in as a permanent resident sometime last year, 2022. Yeah, June 2022 to be precise. And it's been good. It's been nice. It's been cool. Funnily, it's been cool, calm, and collected, if I should use that word. Okay, so of course, like I said, so many challenges coming at first. Let's even leave the application process. That one is by the side. I think I have a video on that. Just settling in. I've heard so many things. At first I was like, if I talk here, will they hear me? Will they understand me? So those are some of the fears I had, right? I was like, will these people understand me when I'm speaking? This one that they always express. As a matter of fact, sometimes when I'm watching movies, I read the subtitles because I'm like, these people are too fast. So coming here, I was like, hey, gosh, will these people hear me when I'm speaking? Will I hear them? Will there be some sort of discrimination? Will they look at me in a sort of way? So many concerns, so many concerns. And if you're also planning to, you know, relocate to another country, not necessarily Canada, maybe some other country, Germany, where they speak other languages, the United States, so many other, it's good for you to have those concerns, right? It's just normal, we're humans. But the point is that as time goes on, as it keeps going on, you keep adapting, and you see that these people are not really, of course, there are some that are not, that they are just on their own level, right? But then generally, they are nicer people. They are people who are kind and people who just welcoming, right? People who love to also have some other people, to learn from other people's culture. So one thing I've been doing as it goes is that I've also been learning from people, because trust me, there's a lot to learn. Okay, so I think that's enough of the chit chat. If you have any specific question you want me to answer, please drop in the comment section, and I would love to answer them. I will gladly answer them. So I have a couple of questions here. I'm just going to start running through them so we don't keep waiting and I don't keep you guys on the line for a long time, okay? The first one I'm going to trash is about buying a home or buying a house in Canada. I remember some time back I did a video about rent to own, which is like the fastest way. When I mean the fastest way, that's the easiest way you can buy a house in Canada. Because let me tell you, in case you do not know, if you want to buy a house in Canada, for mortgage, you need up to like 25% down payments. 25% down payments. Let's say you get a house of, averagely, you get a house of say 300,000, 400,000, 500,000, 600,000, 650 if you want like those new builds. That is, you want them to, you are giving them specifications. So there are houses that's also available here. You can maybe meet a real estate agent or go to their new builds, right? They are building the house. So you're the one that's going to say, oh, I want my house this way. I want my house that way. I want my house that way. Oh, thank you, Antonia, for coming across the video today and subscribing. Thank you. Love you. Mwah. So as I was saying, you actually have the opportunity of going to those new areas. For example, here in Winnipeg, they have a lot of new areas. They call them Sage Creek, Prairie Point, Bridgewater, South Point. Those places, they are new sites, and new houses are coming up in those areas every day. So you tell them that, oh, this is what I want. Oh, me, I want two garage. I want my window to be under the ground. I want my door to be upside down. You get to give them your own specifications, right? Now, so my point is that if you look at the cost of those houses, if you look at the mortgage, the cost of down payment here, it's really difficult for a lot of people to achieve buying a house. Some people do not buy a house until about 5-6 years after arriving here. So the easiest way, which I've said again and again, is a rent to own program. It's a program whereby all you have to do is give, instead of a 25% down payment, as little as 2% down payment. And guess what? You get to, once you are approved and all of that, there's a video on that. Please watch it for more detail. I'm just touching on that. And then you start to live in your house within, 3 months once you are approved. So I think that's the easiest and the fastest way for you to own a house here in Canada. So if you need, I'm also going to put the form. So they've been generous enough to create a link, a form where people who need more information on that can, just reach out to them, and someone is going to call you and give you all of the details. There's no, one thing I love about Canada here is that there's no anky panky. No one is hiding things from you. If you do not ask, you have to ask, okay? So if you have any questions, they will tell you the truth. They will not lie and say A instead of Z, okay? So as long as he has a question, ignorance is not an excuse here. You have to ask, because if you do not ask, that's one thing I've learned, and I've learned the hard way. If you do not ask, if you do not negotiate some things, things as little as maybe at your job saying, okay, can I get the opportunity to work from home on so days? If you do not ask, you will not know, and you will not get those answers, okay? So that has been covered. Also saying, as a student, I've also gotten a lot of questions of people asking me, can students buy house in Canada? Yes, a student can buy a house in Canada. An international student can buy a house in Canada, okay? It is possible. So that is that. There's a Q&A. The last Q&A I had a live session before this, so please go watch that live session. The lady trashed everything about rent to own program and owning a house in Canada. Another question people have always asked me is that getting a house, getting an apartment in Canada, coming to Canada newly, maybe those coming as a student, please help me. How can I get a house? How can I get an apartment? Really, guys, usually what I will do is send people links, okay? Links to, so there are people, even for me, I subscribe to some emails where I get notifications. Hi, Nora. Hi. Okay. All right, I'm going to come to your question shortly. And people ask, now I lost my train of thoughts. Yes, so let me answer your question first. I hope to be in Manitoba by December by God's grace. How is childcare for a 4-year-old? Yes, let's trash the childcare first. Now, let me tell you that as I am here, I have not gotten a childcare for my daughter. Well, she's starting full school finally. And let me tell you also that your daughter is not going to start school until, I'm sorry, you didn't say if it's a daughter or a son. I'm so sorry. Sky B, for your 4-year-old child, you are going to need a full-time daycare, a full-day daycare, especially if you want to work. Why? Because your 4-year-old is not going to start school until 5, and that 5 is kindergarten. So school year properly starts at 5, which is kindergarten. And guess what? The annoying part, what annoys me in all this matter is that kindergarten is even 3 hours of school. So for Ayofe last year, which was one of the reasons why I couldn't even do a full-time job, was that kindergarten for them was from 9 o'clock to 11:30. So it was just 3 hours of school. So you need a daycare, especially if you are coming only, you are the only one coming and you do not have support here. You need a full daycare. So what you can do, it's tough, it's very tough here to get a daycare, but there's nothing God cannot do. That's just been my philosophy, right? You have to look vigorously. You have to, Yorubas used to say that a woman used to look for nkombe. Iwakuwa, lobìnrin wà nkombe. Let me try to translate that, okay, to English. That is, when you are looking for something, you look for it desperately. It's just like when you are looking for your car key. The places you look for your car key, or when you are looking for your phone, or you are looking for a biro, or you're looking for a key. The places you look for it. So one thing I can tell you is that yes, you can get a daycare. It might not be easy, okay, but you will eventually get it. So what you can do while you wait for daycare is do a work from home. Work from home. There are so many works from home: customer service, CRA, financial advisor, data assistant, research assistant, lots of job you can get from home, okay? So while you wait for daycare, that's one thing you can do, okay? I wish you all the best in that. If you have any more questions, please let me know. There's also a site where you can look for daycares close to you. If you are in wherever the province you are, if you go to the province website, there's a directory of daycare. You should also know that it's a good thing that they now have a $10 a day daycare, so it makes it more affordable for people. But if you're going to do private daycares, those are very expensive. You can spend as much as 1,500 every month on daycare. It's ridiculous, guys. It's ridiculous. So can I rent as a visitor? Will be coming first week of November. You mean, can you rent a house? or an apartment. So this is the thing. As a visitor, you are saying that you are coming to visit someone, right? I hope you understand me. So also, I'm sure in some of your requirements, it asks who you are going to be pulling up with, who you're going to be doing that with, who you're going to be staying with. So that can be very tricky, okay? So you have to be careful. You have to read all of the paper. I'm sure they are. So that's one thing about Canada. They will state everything clearly. They will tell you your do's and your don'ts. Make sure you do not cross the don'ts. Make sure you abide by those rules. That's one thing they do not take for granted. Okay, so check the paper that was given to you to grant your visitor visa. Does it say that you can did they state that you have to live with someone? If they stated that you have to live with someone, then you have to live with someone, okay? But one thing I know is that as a visitor, if your job is if what you do is a very in-demand job, that is, if it's something that is very lucrative and something that they want, you can get a job, convert to a work permit, eventually get a permanent permit. Or as a visitor, you can apply to a school, although the time frame might be, depending on how long your visa is, okay? So yes, so many possibilities are there with a visitor's visa. How to get a school for children? That's very easy. In fact, that's the only thing I know that is the easiest thing to do here in Canada, is getting a school for your child. Yeah, that's the easiest thing. So this is how it works. When you arrive, wherever you eventually get to stay in, let's say you rented an apartment, wherever your apartment is, there's a catchment, okay? For example, I stay in this area. I stay in Richmond West. There are schools that are in these catchments. And the ideal thing is that you stay in schools within your catchment. They do not want you to go out of your catchment and go to another area to go and get a school. And in that catchment area, you have an English only school and you have a French immersion school. All you need to do is either apply through the school or apply through the school division, and during the session they're going to allocate you. It's pretty easy. If you're going to a government school, you're not going to be paying more than maybe at most $50 throughout the year. Of course, education is free, school is free. The only thing you need to do is buy school supplies, maybe crayons, this that, but it's usually not a lot, okay? If it's a kindergarten child, they are not buying anything. In fact, they are not going with food to school, so it's lounging area. The real work starts at grade 1. Okay, is rent expensive? Now I was going to get to that question. It is relative. Rent can be expensive and it might not be expensive. Now this is what I'm going to say. I stay in a 2-bed in the south area and I pay 1,100. I'm being real with you guys. Our rent here is 1,100 and a little change, 1,100 and something, not up to 1,001, not up to $1,200 every month. But this is what our rent covers, okay? Our rent covers a parking spot. You have one parking spot. Our rent covers just water. Okay, it doesn't cover hydro, which is the power, which is electricity, and it doesn't cover it. Okay, so usually that's what happens in most of the apartments you get, but that doesn't happen to all. I'm going to give a very good example. I have a new build that is very close to me. It's a new block of apartment, luxury apartments, top class apartments, guys. And I made inquiries about the rents in that apartment, and my mouth was ajar. My mouth was ajar because you do not want to imagine how much they were calling. A bed, 2-bed, in fact, the apartment is not as big as what I live in right now, and they're going for as much as 1,617, and it doesn't even cover the utilities, and you still pay for parking. Imagine. So this is what I'm trying to say. It is relative. It depends on which area. It depends on if it is a new apartment. It depends on so many other things that but really on the average, you get apartment 2-bed for as low as 1,100 to 1,500. Those are the very good ranges. Then if you want to go out of that, you can go from as far as 1,500 to 2,000, depending on what you're looking for. Okay, there are some apartments that have in-suite laundry, right? They have this in-suite that is in the apartment. For me now, our laundry is on the floor, is not in the apartment. So many things determines, but the range usually is between 1,100 low to 1,500, and then if you want to keep going higher, 1,800, 2,000, as depending on what you want. So it's your taste. Are there any works for your teen kids? What do you mean? Do you mean like a summer job? So usually I know that here they are big on summer jobs, right? During summer, they have summer jobs. The government rolls out grants for organizations to hire people for summer jobs. So that's one thing. In fact, as a matter of fact, here I feel like they favor children more. The law is more favoring to children. Like they roll out a lot of benefits for children. This one for children, that one for children, this one for children. So children are the one enjoying here. Thank you, and your fair is fine. Thank you for loving these videos. Thank you so much. It is you guys that keep me coming back every single day. Okay, so the next question I want to ask is, I want to answer is about driver's license. As you guys already know, because I talked about it, I did my road test. I've been here for what now? A year plus, and I still cannot drive. It's a painful matter, but it's my fault because I came here without a driver's license. Hmm? I came here without a driver's license. So that is one mistake you should never make. Don't even make it. If you are not here yet and you're watching this video and you want to come, make sure you come with your country's driver's license. Now, I did not say international driver's license. People have been saying that in international driver's license, especially if you are coming from Nigeria. You see that thing that they call international driver's license? Don't bother wasting your money on it. Don't even bring it. It's useless. It's not a... Come with the proper driver's license. That is what you need, okay? When you come with a proper driver's license, it allows you to drive here for the first 3 months. You know, good. You're fine. And then, but if you want to do that before, you have to write a knowledge test. A knowledge test is is a knowledge test. You write oral. No, is it oral? Written. You shall do questions. You answer questions, about 30 questions, and you have to get a minimum, maximum. You shall, the cutoff is 80%, okay? Once you have 80%, then you are allowed to now start preparing or registering for a road test, which is, oh goodness. I wish they gave me the opportunity to feel, actually they asked me for feedback. I was going to blast them, but I used my church mind and said, let me just leave them. Because the rules for road test is stupid. They have stupid rules. I do not believe in those rules. The reason why I failed the last one was because of parallel parking. So you have to, they give you like this gap to park in. And the space between the car and the curb must not be more than this. Can you guys see that? How is that? I parked though the first time. It was like the gap is too much. Anyways, that's for another. So my point here is that if you're coming, come with your proper country's driver's license. So that's why I've been waiting. Because I not come with my driver's license, I had to wait for 9 months after knowledge test. During that 9 months, they expect you to be spending money on road driving lessons. By the way, I have one today. And driving lessons, my lovelies, is $50 per hour. Yeah. And they expect you to do 15 driving lessons. So do the calculation. Thank you. Next question. Has your rent gone up since you moved in? Because we keep on hearing rest. Yes, very correct. Rent is on the increase. Now, this is why I know that. At a point in time, we wanted to move out of this apartment, right, to another apartment. You know, so many things. So for some reasons, we wanted to move out to another apartment. But guess what? We found out that the apartment that we saw when we just came, that was about maybe 1,100 rent per month, was now higher. It was now 1,213. And we're like, you know what? Let's just stay in our position. So yes, guys, you're very correct. Rent has gone up. Generally, rent has gone up. As a matter of fact, just before starting this live session, I've been seeing a lot of people complaining bitterly about wanting to leave Canada, wanting to go to the US. and all of that, because things just keeps increasing, which is gonna take me to cost of living. I did a video sometime back, maybe some months back, 3 4 months back. I'm going to be doing an updated video about the cost of living, and you guys are going to be surprised about the difference. The difference is clear. 7 up. If you know 7 up, then you know the slogan, right? Okay, so my point is that the cost of living keeps going up, although Winnipeg is still very affordable compared to other cities. Or no, should I say Manitoba is still more um, affordable compared to other provinces. Do not even talk about places like Alberta or Toronto. Don't go there. BC, that one can break a neck. So yes, please, cost of living, that's another thing, oh. But we gonna be okay. Yes, so that's that about rent. Things have gone up generally, and people keep complaining about wanting to live because things just keeps going up. Are there any African shops? That one is plenty. There is one that is about 6 minutes walk from my house here. There's another one. I know right now, I know of 4 African shops. Yes. I don't know if you guys saw a video of my first birthday where I bought those turkey. The owner of that shop is an African, and I like how Africans here, I'm not going to be specific about Nigerians, Africans here generally are connecting and starting businesses, because that's the one way to go forward here. You need to start your own businesses, and it's a good thing that the economy is quite favorable to people starting businesses. So it's a good way, to go on. Yes, to answer that question, I'm talking too much, I digress. There are African stores here. There are African stores here. They might be a bit expensive. Their things may be a bit expensive, but it's expected as a result of cost of logistics, shipping things from Africa down here. So that's what accounts to why it is expensive. Is public school expensive? I think I already answered that. So public schools are not expensive. As a matter of fact, they are relatively free. Because let's say, for example, on your fare throughout our kindergarten years, I did not pay more than $40 for the whole year. I didn't pay more than that. Compared to if you are going to a private school, a Catholic school, you're going to be paying up to maybe 2,000 something. Not in a year, or maybe per term. I don't know, I'm not sure, but I know maybe like average of 300 per month. So yes, compared to private schools, public schools are cheap. They are relatively free. Okay? Okay. Please explain more why we should not come to Canada with international driving license. Roslyn, are you in Nigeria? If you're in Nigeria, then you know what I mean by international driver's license. The international driver's license you will ask for in Nigeria, that one I'm talking about. If you know that one, that very ugly license, don't bother. If you have your normal driver's license, then come with it. If you're coming from a country like UK, if you're coming from US, if you're coming from some European countries, then your license there might be useful here. They might just convert it. I think there's some sort of, I'm not sure about the specifics right now. I know there are some countries where if you already have a license from them, you do not need to do so much. That is, those ones have similar rules to their driving rules and all that. But for a country like Nigeria, you come with your normal Nigerian driver's license, the plastic, that one, yes, that is more useful compared to the international driver's license. That was what I meant, okay? I hope that answers your question, Rosalie. If it doesn't, please be more explicit. Antonia said, is it possible to see you? Yes, we can see. Why not? I would be coming to visit my daughter in Manitoba first week of November, and I would love to meet you. Oh, thank you. Just bring Nigerian food for me, please. That's all I need. I miss it. I miss stockfish and not stockfish. I mean dry catfish, and elubo. Thank you. She said, is it every job that can get you work permit? No, not every job will get you a work permit. Yeah, not every job, not every job, not every job. But one thing is that I think I've said that before, but if you do not know, the easiest way, but the most expensive, is the easiest way, but most expensive way to come to Canada is, I'm sorry guys, here, my nose, is through study, right? That's the easiest way to come to Canada. The easiest way to come to Canada is through study, because you are bringing money into the country, but it is very expensive. It is very expensive, right? But you have a guarantee that after study, you now have Canadian experience, which is golden, which is held with so much esteem, high esteem. Once you study in Canada, you have a study permit, you study, you have the experience. It is easy for you to get a job. You get a work permit. From study permit, it converts to, I think, work permit. That's the easiest way. Then from work permit, of course, PR straight up. Of course, you have to apply this number of years, but that's the easiest way. That's the easiest route that people come through. But it's going to cost you a lot of money. Okay? How is the weather in Canada? My dear, it's serious. Coming from a country, coming from a country like Nigeria, where we had summer all year round. No, let me not even say summer all year round. Where we had two seasons, rainy season and dry season. Am I correct? It's a bit tricky coming here, because the weather here is to some extent not predictable. For example, we're in summer. This is Winnipeg. We're in summer, but this summer is nothing compared to the summer we had last year. Last year's summer was lovely. I enjoyed it. It was beautiful. But you see, this year's summer, at a point in time, it was hot, very hot. But now we are still in summer, and the weather is chilly. It's cold. It is like people are now wearing jackets in summer in Winnipeg. We've been having a lot of hailstones. We've been having, so it's a bit, I don't know, it's unpredictable here. One thing that's for sure is that you have spring, you have fall, you have summer, you have winter. But then the length of each of those seasons is what you cannot really predict. Because, for example, winter is supposed to last from, say, January, or is it December, to March. 3 months. Each of the seasons is 3 months. But sometimes they go into one another. And during fall here, like last year, during fall, we started having snow in fall. So the weather is not predictable. You will adjust and you'll be fine. You definitely have to spend some money in getting very good gears. When I mean gears, I mean very good winter jackets, very good head warmers that are going to keep you really warm, okay? And kit up. That's the word here, kit up, okay? How old is Ayofe? Ayofe is 6 now, thank you. I was thinking of applying for federal skill with an international license. International license, do you mean international driver's license? Please get a proper driver's license, okay? Is it difficult to get jobs? That one, it depends on your field, okay? It depends on your area of interest. There are some jobs that are pretty easy, that you just jump into the market. They pick you like that. They pick you like this from the market. At the same time, there are some jobs that can be some areas. That's why you find some people coming here, even as PR, they go to school and then they try to, change their field, okay? So you have to do that research, okay? Check. One good way to check, okay, is to go on indeed.ca and refine, just type in your area of specialization and check the jobs you can find. Check how they define those jobs. For example, what I did in Nigeria as a project manager is what I am doing here as a research associate. Okay, so what you do in Nigeria might be called a different name here. So you have to do that job, do that, do that assignment or do that exercise, go on Indeed and type in your job and see what if it's the same thing. Okay, there are also other names they call those jobs here. That's what's going to help you, okay, so that you don't have to. Some people go and start going to school when you really do not need to go to school, and to get. So just do that assignment, okay. Are there fun things to do in Canada? Neora Adi, I like how you're coming up with these questions. Yes, there are fun things to do. What am I saying? Yes, there are fun things to do in Canada, but you need what? Money, 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 ego, 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 ego. Yes, there are fun things to do in Canada. Also, there are some free things. One thing you will find here that is numerous, that is abundant, is what? Parks. There are a lot of parks. There are recreational parks. For kids, there are a lot of places for them to play. So within 10-15 walking distance, you can see two parks, right? Of you know what I mean by parks, right? They have those swings, those places for children to play. So there are a lot of fun places in Canada you can visit, depending on your province, right? So of course you need money. You can't spend money. For example, in Winnipeg, there are a lot of fun places. They have this very nice zoo. There's a fox. There's a lot of places. During winter, we went skating. There's a skating ring. There's a lot of things, okay, for each season. For example, during this summer, I have that video. There's something called Folklorama. There's something called Folk Fest. I went to Folklorama. I went to the African Pavilion. So it's a thing whereby they have people from different cultures, different tradition, just showcase their tradition. And it was fun, right? I wasn't able to go for more than one, which was African. I have a video on that, which is going to come back, come maybe tomorrow or I don't know when yet, okay? Praise, hi. Ayonfe is not at home at the moment. She went to her cousin's house. Yes. What's the first thing to do and have in the process of journey of immigrating to Canada? Boris, what I usually say, the first thing, West and high health. No, maybe not first. First two things, West and high health. West is or ECA, it's also called ECA. You have to accredit your credentials. That can take a while. So those are the first two things you need. If it's for study, not all studies require IELTS at the moment anymore. But if you're coming as a PR or you want to join the skilled pathways and all of that, you need WES. No, that's not even the first thing. The first thing is to get a passport. Yeah, the first thing is to get a passport. Yes, to get your passport, okay? And then you can start talking because you even need a passport for you to write your IELTS. So you see, actually, I'm sorry, I take that back. The first thing to do to start your Canada journey is to get a passport, okay? You get a passport, you accredit your credentials, or you evaluate, what am I saying? You evaluate your credentials, and then you write your IELTS, either English or French. French is going to get you better chances if you have both French and English, but it's not compulsory. I didn't do French, I did just English, okay? My sister would like to be your first friend. Okay, we can be friends. How old is your sister, huh? We can be friends. Future Nuclear, do you think tech jobs still exist? Now, that's a very interesting question. Tech jobs, yes. Tech jobs are there, okay? When it comes to when you say tech now, do you mean like software? I'm not a very techie person right now, but I think I get what you mean. Once again, I'm going to advise. This is what I would advise you do, Future Nugla. Take a day. You don't even need up to a day. You need just 3 hours. Go to indeed.ca or glassdoor.ca. Whatever you do, whatever very common name it is to what you do, just put it in there and filter the jobs. Just look at them, look at those jobs, see how numerous they are, how available they are. That's what we tell you. If you type in a job and then you do not see up to 20 or say 25 postings or opportunity, then you know that it's not very in demand. So that's one way I will advise you go about that, future Nugla, okay? Can I use temporary driving license to apply for? Hey Jesus, which one is temporary driving license? I don't even have one. I didn't get one before leaving Nigeria, so I don't know. You know, temporary is issued first. Okay, that one. Ah, okay, I get it now. Don't you have a passport? What of your passports? Okay, you need a passport. What of your passports? What of your passport? What of your passport? If you do not have, you actually see before you start any process, go and get a passport. Because if you're talking about driver's license, I'm sure that means you need some sort of identification, right? If it's about identification, please get a passport, okay? I think a passport solves all of this problem once and for all. Yeah, I think that's the answer to that, Roslyn. That's the answer to that. How many cousins does Aife has? She has plenty. Aife is very pretty. Thank you. She took it. She got it from her mama. Yeah. So let me go back to the other questions I have here. Okay. Yeah. So I've also been getting a lot of questions about people asking if it is easy to cope alone with a child in Canada. That question is yes and no. Yes and no. If you're coming to Canada, you do not have any family, any form of support whatsoever. That is nobody. You are coming all alone. It takes the grace of God for you to not be frustrated. Now, this is what I mean. Excuse me. Firstly, because you are coming alone, you need a job to sustain the cost of living, to sustain your expenses. If you're coming as a PR, lucky you are going to get benefits from the government. But if you're coming as an international student, there's no benefit. You're on your own. No benefit for your child, no, you are just there on your own. Okay? And so this is where it comes in now. If you're coming let me trash coming as an international student first with a child. If you're coming as an international student with a child, you're going to go for lectures. Where are you going to keep your child? Where is your child going to stay? You can't take your child to lectures, right? Then the next thing you need to look for is a daycare, which is not very easy. But with God on your side, you can get a daycare as fast as possible. So yes and no. And also, if you're coming as an international student, you have the opportunity to work part-time. So that's going to help with the expenses, okay? But if you're coming as a PR, so many things, you can get benefits, you can work from home, you can get daycare to put your child. So like I said, it's yes or no. Those are the options you have to consider and weigh, okay? How is the Canadian school compared to back home? That one annoyed me seriously. Now, this is what I'm saying. Her fare before leaving Nigeria was already 100 to 200. It was not a joke for her. By the way, she came at 4, right? And so all those things, she was very knowledgeable in so many things. And then coming here, starting kindergarten, and she goes to school, and I'm like, okay, what did you do in school today? And she's like, we colored, we painted, we drew, we were in the gym, we played. I was like, what? You mean you spent a whole 3 hours coloring and painting? So one thing here definitely is that their educational system is very different. The difference is clear. But your children will learn. They have their own methods of teaching children. They do not teach with just classroom, okay? They teach through so many other ways. They teach in the gym. They teach through so many other strategies, okay? So for them, watching maybe a show is learning. Playing outside is learning. So there are a lot of parts to learning for them, not just being in a classroom. Learning here is beyond the classroom, okay? Learning here goes outside the classroom, goes to the gym, goes to the music class, goes to the library, teaching them how to select a book from the library. That was something that also that was particularly, even as a kindergarten, they were teaching them to go to library, to just select a book they like. Even for those that could not really read, the concept of saying you are taking a book home from library also encourages you to read. So yeah, their learning system is different, but it gets the job done, okay? Which is better, Canada or US? I don't know. I've never been to US, so I cannot talk about it. But I know people want to leave Canada for US. I don't know why, but that's for them to tell us. Now, next question is about choosing where to stay. We have just about 16 more minutes. This is not supposed to go more than 1 hour. How to choose an area for you to stay. If you're coming to Winnipeg, you're coming to another city. Now, there are some things you want to consider to choose an area where you were going to live. For example, if you have family, you have support close by, stay close to them, especially for the first 2 years, because you're going to need them. This is not the time where someone sponsored you to Canada and then you say they've done their job. Time for them to go. You will suffer. I'm sorry, but you will suffer. So this is not the time for you to say they've done their part. It's time to let go. This season, goodbye. No, you need them. You're going to need them for yourself. You're going to need them for your kids. Now, this is what reminds me of when we first came. Of course, we came first. We did not have a car. Buying things in the house, just some basic moving around. I could easily, because they were close to us, it's a walking distance from our own apartment. We could walk down and say, oh, please, can we go to the store together? Can we go buy this together? And also for your kids, especially if you're coming with kids, you can keep your kids with them. You can so many other things, okay? So that's one thing first you want to consider. Stay close to family. Stay close to, it doesn't have to be like in your backyard or stay in the same apartment, but just stay close by, okay? Let it be a walking distance from them. Another thing you want to consider is don't go north, okay? Don't go north. If you're especially coming to Winnipeg, you can stay in the south, you can stay in east, you can stay in west. Do not go north for any reason. Why? North is not one of the safest places, especially if you're coming to Winnipeg. Don't go deep north, okay? Don't go deep north. That's one thing you want to consider. Also consider places where you have, for example, here where I stay, to the other side of the road is like a black community. You have a lot of people that look like you want that community, okay? You do not want to stay far away from your own people, which also relates to my first point of staying close to family. I have a church, I have people close to me, people that I'm used to, right? Because trust me, you're going to need that connection. You're going to need that network of people like you, like people, okay? So don't stay far away from them. How to survive high cost of living. How do you survive high cost of living in Canada? Hey, high cost of living in Canada, like I said, is a very, like, things have changed from the past 1 year. When we came into Canada, things have changed. Definitely prices have gone higher. I'm going to do an updated video on that. When we came into Canada, a crate or a pack of eggs, a pack of 30 eggs was like maybe, what now, $7 or something, but now it's more expensive. Organic eggs were like maybe $11 or $9. Now they're like $16. So many things have changed. The cost of things keep going up and up and up. Cost of housing, so many things. Cost of living, milk, everything just keeps going up higher and higher. Which is why I said some people want to leave Canada, because the things just keep going on. For example, so one thing to survive that is get a freezer. You can't thank me for that. You need to get a freezer. Now, I'm going to give a very good example of one thing I learned. Also, you need to put your ears to the ground. You need to compare prices. Don't buy from the very first store you go into. You have to compare prices, okay? What you will buy in Superstore for $10, you will buy in Freshco for maybe $15, or you buy in Sobeys for $15, okay? And it's exactly the same thing. So one thing you have to do is to compare prices. As you get used to it, you know which store has a lower price for this item, which store has a lower price for that item. I'm going to give a very good example of apples. Now, I buy apples from Superstore. There's this particular apple I love, which is very crunchy and sweet. It is called Envy apples. I think it's from the US. I buy like 6 MV apples or 5 for $9 plus. But I buy the same apple in Costco, a bag of like 20 for the same amount. So you have to be very careful. You have to compare prices. You have to know where you're going to buy things, okay? Another very good example is tomatoes. I am patiently waiting for those tomatoes, those boxes of tomatoes they sell in Superstore. Now I bought about, I think about 4 boxes last year. A box is about $15. The cost of buying the tomatoes I used for 9 months, I bought the tomatoes I used for whole of 9 months for $60. In these past 2 months that tomatoes finished, I spent up to like half of that money on tomatoes. So I hope you understand what I mean. It's good to buy in bulk here. Bulk buying here pays you. That said, bulk buying, just try. Get a Costco membership, okay? Buy things in bulk. It's gonna pay you in the long run, okay? But if it's just you, you are a person, there's no point in buying in bulk because it's just gonna waste. It's gonna get bad. It's gonna expire. So if you're a family, a big family, family of 5, family of 4, please, get a Costco card. How much funds should you have in your account to be given a visa for immigration? So I know that has changed. It keeps changing, right? When we were coming, the proof of funds for a family of 3, in conversion to naira, was about 20 something million, if I'm not, or 14 million. I can't remember, guys, but it is on the Government of Canada website. Okay, please go check. It differs for each family. It differs for a family of 3. It differs for one person. It differs for a family of 5. Which brings me to my very last question that I want to address. If you have any more questions, we're rounding this up in about 7 minutes. One thing I want to talk about, which is going to be like a closing for me from my side, is that please, please, and please, I want you to go to the Government of Canada website. When it comes to your immigration concerns, Government of Canada website is your best bet. Now, everything and anything you need is available on the Government of Canada website. The Government of Canada website, and please do not don't be scammed. Hey, the level of scam in Canada is more than the level of scam in your home country. Trust me. The level of scam I've experienced in this Canada, or the kind of scam that I've seen I still received one on my phone this morning, is more than the type of scam messages or scam calls I received throughout my 30 something years in Nigeria. You would not believe that, okay? So you have to be very careful. So many things. In fact, someone in my office was telling me how she put her credit card information on a scam website. And she's like, how would you think I will not know, to think that I am a Canadian and I will not know that that is a scam website? So that is for a Canadian, let alone you who are here as an immigrant, okay? So you have to be very careful of where you put your information, of where you get your information, of who you talk to reach out for your information, okay? If you go to Government of Canada website, it is simply canada.ca. And to be very specific, the immigration website is, if you go to the Government of Canada website, just go to the Immigration and Citizenship site. Anything and everything you need about your immigration journey can be found there. Name it. If you want to look for visit, you want to look for study, you want to look for work, you want to look for immigration, refugee. People ask me about refugee. I don't know anything about refugee, okay? Everything and anything you need about that is on. That's one thing I love about Canada, is that there is information for you, but it is left to you to do the job to find those information. But if you do not find it, you'll be going amiss. You will be spending money you should not be spending. You'll be going to places you should not be going to, and you'll be missing opportunities that you can take advantage of. There are so many grants that the government of Canada gives. There are so many opportunities, but if you do not know about it, if you do not read about it, you will not know about it, okay? So please do yourself the favor, do your family the favor, do your immigration journey the favor by going to the Canada to canada.ca. Whatever it is that you're looking for, you'll find it, okay? So I think that should be my closing notes. Is there any other questions? If there's no other question, it's been such a pleasure talking to you on this very sunny, now the weather is changed, on this very sunny Saturday morning in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. It's been such a fun time speaking with you. If you have any other questions you'd like me to answer on a different live session, why not? Please just put it in the comment section, okay? I'll be glad to do the research for you. I'll be glad to answer this on another live session, okay? Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for Atonia. Thank you for Neora. Thank you, Boris. Thank you, Future Nugla. Thank you for everyone who joined this live session. You made it worth the time, okay? Please share with friends. If you know there's any question I've answered here that's gonna speak to any of your friends, please share with them. Tell them to subscribe. That we have they been. If you have, also you can scroll through my other videos. I have a lot of videos. I've talked to immigration consultant. I've talked to financial consultant about credit card, about taxing system, about owning a house, about buying a home. You know, so many things I have on my channel. I also have some videos about benefits you will get, benefits your children will get if you're coming here as a permanent resident. I also spoke to a student, an international student, so please check my channel. I have a whole lot of resources for you. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Until we meet again another time, I say bye for now. Bye, guys.